How are you doing today? I'm Trey Farmer. The name of this episode is Tips and Methods to Help with Dealing with the Temperature Changes in MS. It's a piggyback off the last episode. Today, unfortunately, it's going to be my last episode. I'm going to end on 7. Thank you for watching all of them. Just kidding. It's April Fool's Day, April 1st, so I had to throw that in there. I don't know if that went over as well as I wanted to as a joke, but it works, right? So, back to the subject at hand. It's getting hotter, and like today it's around 75, 80-ish here in where I live, in Georgia. And so it's become more urgent to implement the things that I know to help combat the heat coming along in these hotter months. So the physical changes that take place too, in the last episode, I wanted to talk more in depth about it, but I guess that video is more of an intro. This one, some of the physical changes that I personally experience are, like I mentioned before, but they go into greater detail: numbness, the tingling. I do have some weakness in my left leg. At one point I had some blurriness in my eyes, cognitive challenges, but that is varies so much, so I never really know. But those are some of the symptoms that, depending on how extreme the heat is, it will take place more. So to help with that, I try to keep my temperature as constant as possible and not let it get too extremely hot. So today, the methods, I've got 10. I've got a list of 10 that I came up with that I feel like are the most key for me personally. Every person is going to have to figure it out. You're going to have to figure it out which ones work the best for you. But here's some of the tips that I've learned with these 8 years that I've had MS of how to manage this. So number 1 is cooling wraps. You know, like I have a wrap that I put around my neck. It has the beads inside of the material that form, and I put it around my neck, and it's cool, and it stays cool for a certain amount of hours, which is super helpful. They also make vests, and the National MS Society has those. There's also, if you get online, you can find other companies that make those as well. But those two are really great assistive devices to have during these hotter months. Number 2 is drink lots of liquid. I know it's kind of self-explanatory, but it's so true. Like, not only do you need to stay hydrated, as anyone does in the world when it's hotter, but number 2, if those liquids are cooler, it just helps keep your body, again, more stable, more consistent, and flowing. You know, so number 3 is swimming. It's kind of like, I meant to put that one at the end, but swimming it is fun, and pool, lake, wherever, you know, it helps regulate that body temperature, and I love to swim. Number 4 is showers, not as hot. So warmer showers, I've noticed with myself, are okay, but if it gets too hot, the symptoms become more intense, as I mentioned earlier. Number 5 is eat smaller meals, more frequent meals, and stay away from the larger meals and the hotter meals I try to stay away from them the most during the midday, because it takes so much energy to break those down. And also, with that work that it's doing, it tends to get the body temperature raised for me and increase my symptoms. Also, just keeping those foods cooler is key. Number 6 is breathable fiber clothing. Again, it seems simple and self-explanatory, but it's something that is huge. Just making sure that the material is not too heavy, even when it's, shorts or a t-shirt, making sure the material is breathable. Kind of like what I have on today, except my jeans. Like, this stuff is very cool. Today the temperature is only 75, so it all worked out for me. But both of these shirts are really cool, and it helps to keep that body temperature, again, consistent. Number 7, stay positive. I'm preaching to the choir when I say that, because that's not always easy to do, no matter what your circumstances in life. But by doing that and not allowing stress to get to us, that body temperature again stays more consistent and doesn't get rattled and cause those symptoms that I referred to at the beginning of the episode to start coming out, or however the symptoms manifest for you. Number 8, back to the foods a little bit. Fresh fruits, vegetables, foods that are cooler. I found, like, in their chilled forms, are great for me. They go hand in hand with the cooler drinks. It works. So that's something that I utilize, and it helps tremendously. Number 9, treat yourself some ice cream. Treat yourself to, one of my favorite things is iced coffee. Sorry, I had a little mental lapse there, but iced coffee's huge. Yogurt, make sure you treat yourself to the different treats of the warmer months. We don't want to lose sight of the fact that we are still a human being, and we like to enjoy the seasons like anyone else. So make sure to treat yourself. Like, I always try to treat myself. Yesterday I had ice cream. It's really good. Cheesecake was the one. I had 2 scoops. The one on top was cheesecake. The one on the bottom was chocolate and peanut butter mixed together. Really good. Really what I needed. A ton of sugar, which isn't the greatest, but I treated myself, and it was cool, and it helped my body temperature. And then number 10, little trick just to close it out, is taking like a cooler drink and placing it on your pressure points, so like your wrist or your neck, where that helps to, if the body temperature has gone astray and started getting warmer and you're noticing things get really uncomfortable in your body, that is a quick little tip to make it good again, to make yourself feel better fast. So those 10 tips, I hope they help you. My music's on TreyFarmer.com. It's on all digital providers as well. I paused there for a second because I mentioned this in my episodes because I want you to hear these songs. One of the songs, I Love the Way, is directly related to my health journey and coming out of that fog of emotional changes that happened, like some of the depression that I've gone through, and coming back and seeing that, hey, things are going to work out. So I always talk about it at the end because, as you can know, I'm passionate about it. I want you to hear these songs if you're dealing with MS or if you're dealing with whatever it is. However you came to this channel, I want you to hear these songs, and that's one out of many I have together. We can, and other songs as well that hopefully will lift your spirits, make you feel good. That's the key. I want you to feel good and to know that we're in this together. So together we can make it. You're loved. You matter. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Thank you for watching.